Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. I hope all of you are doing good wherever you are. As you know that I'm doing the political commentary on the formation of the government and the elections which are going to be held in three different phases in Jammu and Kashmir, the dates of which have been announced by the Indian Election Commission of India. As you know that these elections are going to be held after 2019, since there was a split between the Jammu Kashmir People's Democratic Party and the BJP, and then the state was split into two union territories. There was a revocation of the Article 370, and obviously its statehood was reversed. So since the Jammu Kashmir became a union territory along with the union territory of Ladakh. And then the political parties have been always asking for the elections since they were blaming that there is no enough representation of the public with the bureaucratic system. And this has been a demand since then and since 2019. And obviously now when the government, when this Election Commission of India has announced the dates, there are different political parties, the national parties and the regional parties, who have filed their nominations, filed their candidates from the different constituencies where they believe that they will get the empathy, sympathy and the public support. They try to gain the major vote share. At this point of time, we don't have an exit polls available, but the different political analysts, the different political commentators and the think tankers are believing that this is going to be a split mandate. No single party is going to gain the majority in the assembly of 90. And obviously the BJP is believing that they'll get a major vote share from Jammu, and they will get the support from some of the independent candidates from the Kashmir Valley, while the Congress and the Jammu Kashmir National Conference have already entered in the pre-poll arrangement where the National Conference has decided to file its candidates from 51 constituencies, and the Congress will file its candidates from 31. The names of the many candidates have been already announced and which have already filed nominations from different constituencies. Today we critically try to understand as to why the former Chief Minister Umar Abdullah, and who has been the youngest Lok Sabha member and youngest Chief Minister of the state, has decided to file from one of the easiest segment from where the Jammu Kashmir National Conference have been registering the victories from the past 4 decades. It was from 1977 when Sheikh Mohammed Abdullah has registered first victory from Ganderbal segment, and then it was followed by his son 3 times back to back. Dr. Farooq Abdullah has won from this constituency, and let me just see the dates. It was 1983, 1987 and 1996. Dr. Farooq Abdullah has won from this constituency. In 2008, Qazi Mohammed Afzal from the Jammu Kashmir People's Democratic Party has was declared as a victor from this constituency, and in 2008 it was Umar Abdullah who won this constituency. In 2014 again the Jammu Kashmir National Conference, Ishfaq Ahmed Sheikh has registered a victory from this constituency. So this is one of the strongest bastion from the one of the strongest constituency, one of the easiest constituency to register the victory. Now the question which is among the many political commentators, many political analysts, many political think tankers as to why somebody who is considered himself to be on the top post of the chief minister has filed himself from one of the turfs which is easy to play, where they have the public sympathy, they don't have many challenges, the opponent is not strong, many criticism, many questions are not going to be posed from the public, as the victory is looking very very eminent from the from this constituency. Is it going to be a test? Is it going to be a standard that somebody who is going to be looking for a top post of the Jammu and Kashmir is going to really set himself, or there is a threat perception that after losing a seat, parliamentary seat from the Jammu, from the Baramulla constituency, from the imprisoned leader, Engineer Rashid, whose son has mobilized the crowd and he got the public support from the Baramulla. Despite the fact, many commentators say the National Conference used the full machinery, they used the political leadership, they used the constituency leaders, the ex-MLAs and the ministers to mobilize the crowd and to get the public support and to gain the major vote share from the Baramulla constituencies. But still, the former Chief Minister got a humiliating defeat with a margin of more than 2 lakh votes. Was embarrassing. So is this threat, is this uh, lost perception, really threatening the prospects of the former chief minister not to file from a constituency in the Srinagar, in the Badgam, where you've got literally strong candidates, and the voters are more, criticizing in nature. They're going to pose you more challenges, more questions. They're going to ask you about the deliveries, what the party has really done in the past for the peoples of Jammu and Kashmir. What's the vision forward, mission forward? How you're going to take the state of Jammu and Kashmir from this menace of drugs, from the highest unemployment rate, from the the explosion of the education, where you've got many engineers, many doctors, many educated youth. What is the policy that you're going to formulate, that you're going to work on? What are the assurances that you can give, the prospects that you can show to the public of Jammu and Kashmir? These are the questions that you will get from these constituencies, and you have to be ready to deliver the answers. If you don't have the answers, the ready-made answers, obviously the policy clarity about as to what you're going to think, what you think forward about the state of Jammu and Kashmir, obviously you will not get the vote. So you have to be so based on this proactive kind of a nature that Chief Minister is seeing, obviously these kind of challenges that he may encounter in the other conditions of Srinagar, obviously, or from the Badgam, he has decided to file himself. Obviously, this is going to be a big setback if he got a defeat in the elections, and then there was a, obviously number of constituencies they won, a number of seats where they are in a position, obviously, to form the government, and then he's a loser. Obviously, will be morally very, very denting to claim the position of chief ministership. So this is something that he's critically analyzing at this point of time. So as the Jammu and Kashmir is facing the all-time high unemployment rate, obviously the private sector is not blooming or growing the way it was said. Obviously the opportunities in the private sector or the government jobs are really limited, and as we are able to produce the number of graduates, postgraduates, the doctors, the engineers every year. What is a policy forward, and how this huge number of educated youth can be accommodated to the government and the private jobs? This is going to be an uphill task for anybody who is going to take the reins of a chief minister in the coming next couple of months. He is going to face absolutely the hill task, the imminent challenges which he is going to deliver in the next couple of months, especially in the first 100 days. The electricity bills are escalating. They have increased from nowhere, where we used to pay around 200 or 300 rupees, to 1,500 rupees. The inflation rate is really growing like anything. So the challenges are imminent, and they are very much serious and critically analyzed. Somebody has to be there who understands them, understands the implications, who understands the politics, economics, who understands the inflation, who understands the unemployment very well, and who understands all these areas, who can really devise a policy and can get the funds from center, obviously, that can be dedicated to the state on the infrastructure development, on the road networks, on the what you call as community developments, on the hospitals, on the schools, on the colleges. And these are all the areas we need to develop, obviously, to accommodate more and more students, to accommodate more and more unemployment youth, obviously. And there has to be much more which we will discuss in the coming, obviously, vlogs, where we'll try to dig in detail at what are the real challenges that Jammu and Kashmir is facing at the moment, and what are going to be challenges ahead, obviously, and how the deliveries are going to be possible, where people's problems, people's grievance are going to be addressed by the coming government. Till then, Assalamu alaikum.